Welcome back to the Dean Geo channel, and here today we're back with the NFL March Madness Round 1. Now we're gonna be doing the NFC side like we did the AFC side last episode, but I told you guys maybe some seeding things, and I'm glad to announce after this we'll have a 32 team bracket tournament with every team in the league on the same side, so it's not split up by conference, and there's actual purpose. So, let me explain. If you lose in round 1, but you win the losers bracket, you're automatically the 8th seed in the 32 bracket tournament, which is huge for still losing 6. So we're still losing round 1, even if I made it fair, or made it, where, oh yeah, they were just the best losing team, they would be the 16th seed, but you're guaranteed the 8th seed in that occurrence. So that's huge for whatever team comes out on top there. Right? A huge advantage. Just kind of stir the pot. And the rest of the seedings are basically as self-explanatory as how you do in the March Madness tournament deals with what you do. Deals with what seed you are. So say if you lose in the Final Four, you're going to be either the 3rd or 4th seed, and so on and so forth. Or, that's right. So yeah, that's pretty much what this is about. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be round 1 of the NFC, and let's get into it with the number 1 seeded Philadelphia Eagles, and the number 3 and the number 16 seeded Chicago Bears. You can't be expecting that for the Bears. Here we go, everybody. Here in Philadelphia, sunny, clear skies here. We actually didn't get much in the AFC here. It looks like in the NFC, we're starting it off good with a nice and sunny day. Jalen Hurts, of course, had a great year in Philadelphia. That's what earned them the number 1 seed in this March Madness tournament. And can they hold it together against the worst team in the NFL, the Chicago Bears? Well, we will wait to see. Here we go. 7-0 Eagles. 7-all now. Bears tie it up here. Second quarter now. 14-7 Bears. 14-all. That's the halftime score. 21-14 Chicago. 21-17. What is happening? 24-21 Eagles have a 3-point lead. They're barely outbeating Chicago here in their own territory. 3rd and 12. Cole Kmet, 16-yard reception. Incomplete from Fields. 2nd and 10. 7-yard reception. 3rd and 3. Negative 3-yard rush. 4th and 6. The 47-yard field goal from Santos is good. And we have a tied ball game with 2.5 minutes left here. 3rd and 7 is an incomplete pass. Philly's got to punt the ball back to Chicago, which is a minute 47 left. But the drive is not starting out well, as it's a 3rd and 18 and only a 2-yard rush, making Chicago punt the football right back with still base. Only 10 seconds ran off the clock for Philadelphia. It starts with an incomplete pass. Then a 4-yard reception from Ronte Smith. 3rd and 6. 5 yards. 4th and inches. Do they go for it? No, they punt. Oh my god, Chicago has a chance to win this game with a minute left. Not a good start though. Sacked. 2nd and 16. 3-yard scramble from Fields. 3rd and 13. 11-yard reception. 4th and 1. Incomplete pass. They went for it. That may have just cost them the game, and now Philly's in field goal range. Running out the clock here. 52-yard field goal from Jake Elliott. Good. With 7 seconds left. The Bears got 6 seconds here. Down by 3. I think the game is over. Penalty by Josh Sway. But it doesn't matter, as Philly narrowly escapes the worst team in the NFL. Oh my. Philadelphia barely got out of that one. But they're still moving on to the Sweet 16. Well, Chicago will go down to the loser bracket. That's just unbelievable, man. Really, Chicago could have forced that into overtime. I guess they felt like they couldn't win if it got to that point, is what I'm guessing. They just felt like they couldn't win if it got to that point of the ball game. So they went for it there, 4th and 1. They knew if they didn't get it, it was probably game over. And they didn't get it. Wow. Well, the next matchup will be the number 8 seeded Washington Commanders taking on the number 9 seeded Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is one of the rare cases where the home at the higher seed is a lower overall than the lower seed. Higher seed's a lower overall than the lower seed, or actually, it would be much easier for my mouth to say the lower seed's higher overall than the higher seed, but you know. But yeah, this is one of those interesting cases where the Commanders, who didn't even go to the postseason this year, are a higher seed than a team that did. Barely, but it's true. Winner will face the number 1 seeded Eagles. Loser will be packing to the loser bracket to play the Chicago Bears. Here we go. Here we are in Washington. It's a nice little bit of clouds, mostly a sunny day here in Washington. And how crazy would it be if Washington gets the win here? We would have an NFC East matchup in the Sweet 16. Which would be pretty cool. But I have my money on Tom Brady. You can never count Tom Brady out of the postseason. And the Bucks are, in my opinion, the better team despite the record and seeding. So we'll see. We'll see here. Here we go. Carson Wentz for starting for Washington. 3-0 Bucks. 3-2. Safety, interesting. 9-3 at the start of the second quarter. Washington's up. 12-3. 15-3. Just a bunch of field goals. 22-3. 29-3. It's turned into a blowout in the second half. 29-10. I was completely wrong. 32-10. 32-18. But the game's over. And Carson Wentz and the Washington Commanders do it. Even though it's not technically an upset, it feels like an upset. As the Commanders do it, 32-18, and are going to the Sweet 16 to face their division rivals, the Philadelphia Eagles. What a game! Commanders were monsters. So now people could say they could be higher, but they're in the toughest. They were in the toughest division in football this year. Maybe that was probably the reason. Well, alrighty, at least for the Tampa Bay Bucks, you'll get home in the loser bracket round 1 against the Chicago Bears, and we'll have that NFC East matchup, Eagles and Commanders, in the Sweet 16. Next matchup, well, it's already on it. It'll be the number 4 seeded Dallas Cowboys taking on the number 13 seeded Atlanta Falcons. Nearly as bad as the team of Chicago. I think Dallas has this in the bad, but I don't want to jinx them, man. They're my favorite team. I hope they do well in this simulation, but we'll just have to see this game. Alright, here we go. Here at AT&T Stadium at this fine afternoon. We got this first round match between the 4 seeded Cowboys and the 13 seeded Falcons. It's crazy to think that the highest seeding, that the NFC East has the number 1 team, but also the number 4 team in the Cowboys. The Giants are the 5 seed, which we'll talk about them pretty soon here later in this video. And then the Commanders 8 seed. The NFC East is super strong this year. Everyone in the top half of the conference. The Cowboys trying to get it done against the Atlanta Falcons. Want to move on to the Sweet 16. Here we go. Can Dak Prescott finally have some postseason success here? About to find out. 7-0 Cowboys. 7-0 is his first quarter score. 14-7 Falcons. 14-10. 17-14 is halftime score in Cowboys' favor. 24-14 now. 24-17. 31-17. Fourth quarter now. 31-24. But it looks like Cowboys are going to get a field goal in the game. And they do. The Cowboys take care of business for what feels like one of the first times in forever. And take out the Atlanta Falcons. 31-24. Still a bit close for a 4 seed versus a 13 seed. But hey, you got the job done. Dak Prescott and his Dallas Cowboys will be moving on to the Sweet 16. Unfortunately for Marcus Mariota and his Falcons, they will be moving to the loser bracket. Alright, we're back, and next, another interesting matchup. It's funny how this works out. We'll have the number 5 seeded New York Giants playing the number 12 seeded New Orleans Saints. Now, what is particularly interesting about this one is the Eagles are in our first game, Commanders in our second game, Cowboys in our third game, and now we get the Giants in our fourth game back to back, which, if the Giants take care of business here, we will have 2 NFC East rivalry matchups to kick off the NFC side in the Sweet 16, which would be really great to see and interested in seeing it. Of course, the winner will play the number 4 seeded Cowboys, and the loser will go to the loser bracket to play the number 13 seed Falcons. Here we go. Alright, welcome to this prime time game here in New York, here at MetLife Stadium, and we got a shower going on. First rain shower we've had in the tournament. Andy Dolan trying to come up with a miracle for this New Orleans Saints team. Let's see if they can do it. But Daniel Jones has had a phenomenal season compared to his past season. Saquon has came back to life. Everything's looking up for this Giants team. They're going to go number 5 seed here in the NFC side of this tournament. But here we go, man. Giants, Saints. 7-0 Giants. 7-3. 14-3 into the first quarter. 14-10. 21-10. And that would be a halftime score. 24-10. Giants still trying to put them away. 24-13. It looks like, yeah, it's game over. The Giants put them away. And the New York Giants moving on to Sweet 16. Every single team, all 4 teams from the NFC East are going to the Sweet 16. Wow. Is that the first time that's happened in this tournament? I believe it is. And yes, it is. It hasn't happened. It didn't happen in the AFC. But it happens in the NFC with the East here as Daniel Jones, Danny Dimes, and his New York Giants take care of business. 24-13, I believe, as Danny Jones marching up the field happily. Yes, 24-13. And I'll jot this down real quick. Alright, we're back here. And I just realized, yes, we will have another NFC East matchup between the Cowboys and Giants. Actually, this is what it would look like for the Sweet 16 matchup. But also, this creates a NFC South matchup between the 12-seeded Saints and the 13-seed Falcons in the loser bracket round 1. Alright, moving on now. We'll have, for the second half of our bracket here on the NFC side of the first round, the number 2 seeded, okay, they're going to be down here. San Francisco 49ers, led by Brock Purdy, getting a number 2 seed here. And they will be facing off against the number 15 seeded Arizona Cardinals. Thing is crazy, Falcons are lower overall, but 2 seeds higher. Falcons have had a terrible down year despite bringing in J.J. Watt. And it's been rough for the Arizona Cardinals and have to go against this solid 49ers team with this young, talented quarterback in Brock Purdy. It's a rough spot for them in this tournament. So we'll see what happens. We saw Bears nearly pulled it off against the Eagles. So we'll see. Anything can happen. Let's go. Here we are. It's a very cloudy day here in California, San Francisco. But I won't stop these teams. There's no reason. It's just a nice day. I don't know what I'm going on about. Cardinals, I feel like, are like the most prone to the upset because they shouldn't be as bad as they are, realistically. So I feel like they're the perfect team to upset. Now, will it be in the regular bracket against the Niners? Man, I don't know. But here we go, man. Seven nothing Niners out early out of the gate. 14-0. 14-3 is your first quarter score. 21-3 is gonna be a halftime score. Cardinals aren't careful. This could be a blowout. 23, 28-10, 34, 35-10. It's over. 35-7, 42-17. Yeah, Cardinals get absolutely demolished by Brock Purdy and these 49ers. Just CMC, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk, Fred Warner, which is all too much. George Kittle, which is all too much for this Arizona team as they get blown out in this game. And man, that'll do it. Man, Cardinals fans can't have much hope for even in the loser bracket after that type of performance. But moving on here, a number 7 seeded Detroit Lions, crazy. Dolphins on the AFC side were at 85 overall as 7 seed. The NFC is a 79 overall, which I find weird and interesting. But yeah, they somehow had a really good surprising year. Ended up getting the 7th seed to get this home field advantage. And this is an NFC North matchup right here, as they'll be going against the number 10 seeded Green Bay Packers, who were actually a higher overall than them, but yet did not have as good a season as the Detroit Lions. I still have my money on Green Bay. I want to say all Lions win, yeah, underdogs. But I know I said this about Brady and they lost, but can't count Rodgers out, and I don't know. I feel like Detroit would be that team to fall under the pressure. But we'll see. Here we go at Ford Field in Detroit. NFC North matchup. Ready to kick off here in round 1 of this March Madness tournament. Packers are ready. This March Madness could be their redemption. Could be a very key opening moment here. But here we go. 3-0 Packers. 7-3 Lions. 10-3. Second quarter now. 10-6. 13-10 Packers are up. Halftime score. 13 all. This is a close game. 20-13. 20 all in the fourth quarter. With 3 minutes left, the Packers driving down the field. Or excuse me, it's the Lions driving down the field. 4-yard rush for Andre Swift. A 3-yard rush now. 3rd and 3. 6-yard reception from James Williams. And a 15-yard penalty against Darnay Savage. First and goal, 70-yard run for Williams. 2nd and 1. Touchdown for the fullback. With 2:23 left, Detroit takes a touchdown lead. Aaron Rodgers trying to make some Aaron Rodgers magic happen here. 13 yards to Watson. Incomplete pass. 3rd and 10 now. 7 yards. 4 for 3. Have to go for it at this point of the game. And it's a penalty. It'll be 4th and 8. 12-yard reception to Watson. Packers stay alive. 12 yards for taunting. 26 yards for Dobbs. Packers are going to score a touchdown. 9-yard touchdown reception from Watson. This is a tied ball game again. But, man, the Packers leave too much time. They left a whole minute and 20. They only ate a minute off the clock, leaving it open for Jared Goff and his offense after a 5-yard reception. Incomplete. 3rd and 5. 6-yard reception from the backup running back Williams. First down. 6 yards from Amon St. Brown. 2nd and 4. Another 6 yards from Amon St. Brown. First down. Interception from Devontae Campbell. That just won Green Bay the game. All they have to do is eat the clock and kick a field goal. Jared Goff has just sold for Detroit. 4th and 6. 49 field goal is good, and the Packers are gonna do it. Lions fans must be saying finally an upset that I actually picked happens. I did not screw that in any way. You guys saw everything. But man, Aaron Rodgers sneaks out of there. 30-27 ball game. What a game. But man, Detroit fans, they're going to be angry on Twitter. No, I'm sorry. It was a funny joke. But yeah, they're going to be livid. They had the game. All they had to get was about 15 more yards, and Detroit has that football game. But Jared Goff throws an interception to Devontae Campbell and sells. So now, in the Sweet 16, it'll be the number 2 seeded 49ers facing off against the 10 seeded Packers. And in the loser bracket, round 1, we'll have the 7-seeded Detroit Lions facing off against the 15-seeded Arizona Cardinals. So the only good news out of this for the Lions is that you'll get another home game for the loser bracket. But not what you really want to hear at this stage, man. Well, speaking of the NFC North now, we have the number 3 seed. Wait, did I pass them? I passed them. Oh, yeah, there we go. The number 3 seed in Minnesota Vikings, who are a big disappointment in the actual postseason, against the number 14 seeded, a team everyone thought was at least going to be decent, if not good, and were terrible. LA Rams. I mean, look at this main, view of some of the star players they had. What happened? Of course, Jalen Ramsey is no longer on the team, as you guys have seen. We'll talk about that in the What Happened podcast very soon. With the Dolphins, he got traded to Miami. Very interesting. We'll talk about it on the What Happened podcast. Go check that out if you haven't. But for this simulation, it's going to be this year's roster, so he's still on the team. Alright. But yeah, here we go. Number 3 seed Minnesota Vikings. Number 14 seed LA Rams. Who is going to the Sweet 16? Here we go. At US Bank Stadium in Minnesota. They're the Minnesota Vikings and LA Rams in this first round of the March Madness tournament. People wondering, is Baker going to start? Is Stafford going to start? It is Matthew Stafford starting for this game, and man, he's got a Super Bowl title with this team. So you never know, man. They can make a run here. They can get that postseason going. All I do is just get the opportunity, like March Madness, to get in. But here we go. Kirk Cousins, Matthew Stafford, 3-0 Rams. That's your first quarter score. 7-3 Vikings, 10-7 Rams. They take the lead back. 13-7, 14-13 Vikings is halftime score. 16-14, 23-14 Rams, 23-20. It's all moving so fast. 23-all. 23-all in the fourth quarter. Oh my god, and the Rams are moving down the field. Could this be a huge upset? I thought, ooh, sacked. 2nd and 14, negative 3-yard rush. 3rd and 17, incomplete pass. And, they were on the outskirts of field goal range. But that sack and negative yardage plays puts them out. And the Vikings now have their turn driving down the field. Second to 5-yard rush from Madison. First down now. Well into field goal range now. Only a yard rush then. Second and 9. 6-yard rush from Madison. 3-yard rush from Kayshawn Osborne. First down and 10. 5-yard rush from Madison. Negative 3-yard rush from Madison. 3-yard rush from Madison. And the field goal is good. 26-23 Vikings. But there is still a minute left for Matthew Stafford. 16 yards to Allen Robinson. 15 yards to Jefferson. Already at midfield. A penalty against Eric Hendricks. Incomplete pass. Second down. 14-yard reception for Cooper Kupp. And they're in field goal range to tie this game. And they're trying to go to the end zone to win it. Second one knocked away by Peterson. 3rd and 1. 4-yard rush. Gets the first down. 14 seconds left. Gotta be careful about time. Did they run out the clock? LA is stupid. Fire. Fire whoever made that decision. Oh my god. The Rams had OT. But they accidentally let the clock run out. How? They had a timeout. Offensive coordinator, clock manager, Sean McVay, someone needs to get fired in LA. Someone. If not all of them. That the Vikings do not deserve this win. The Vikings do not deserve the Sweet 16 after that. Oh my god. How are you well into field goal range? And accidentally let the clock run out. And I believe you had a timeout as well. Unbelievable ending to the game. And man, that just feels scummy. I think that just feels really scummy, you know, a way to end it. I'm sure many people are not going to feel like the Vikings deserve to be in the Sweet 16. I don't feel like they deserve to be in the Sweet 16, but yeah, there they are. That's unbelievable. Someone, maybe all of them need to get fired in LA after that. What just happened, man? Well, as we try to get over that, we'll move on to our last matchup of the video. And it will be the number 6 seed Seattle Seahawks going against the number 11 seed Carolina Panthers. The Panthers surprisingly are higher overall than the Seahawks, which makes no sense, but you know, Geno Smith having, you know, a Pro Bowl year really is what got Seahawks to the playoffs this year. I had doubts about them, but then Geno Smith went, I'm going to prove you wrong. And that's exactly what he did. As we'll get into this match. Here we go, a fine night here in Seattle. Sam Darnold trying to come up with the biggest upset of his life. But can he do it with this Carolina team? I don't think so, man. Geno Smith's had a really strong year, but this will still be an interesting bout here on prime time. This is a huge game. This is the last game of the first round of the March Madness tournament here at NFL. Can't wait for it to start. Let's go ahead and get started, guys. Here we go. Sam Darnold versus Geno Smith. Alright. 7-0 Seahawks. 7-3 is first quarter score. 10-7 Panthers. 17-7 Sam Darnold. 24-7. Sam Darnold is running away with it. 31-7. 34-7. 34-14. But the game is long over. Sam Darnold and the Panthers punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. I don't think Seahawks fans can believe it. They're stunned frozen. It's a blowout win for the Panthers. That makes it where both number 6 seeds have lost in round 1. Unbelievable, man. You can't make this up, man. You just can't make this up. It's like they started out winning 7-0. Then they went on and Panthers then went on to score 34 unanswered points till Geno Smith gets a garbage time touchdown throw. Wow, that's unbelievable. This will set up the number 3 Minnesota Vikings and the number 11 seed Carolina Panthers in the Sweet 16 and the loser bracket round 1, the 14 seeded Rams and the number 6 seeded Seattle Seahawks. Now I kind of want to compare seeds here, just a moment, just to visualize. 1 and 8 both are both the matchups in both sides. This is where different. In the NFC, it's 4 and 5. In the AFC, it's 5 and 13. Number 4, Chargers get upset. It's actually the same on both sides for 2 and 10 and 2 and 10. And then both sides, same 3 and 11, 3 and 11. So the seeds actually worked out the exact same, except for those second pair of matchups. Interesting. Well, anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Before I do that, I'm just going to recap. NFC side, for Sweet 16, it'll be Eagles 1 seed versus Commanders 8 seed. Number 4 seed Cowboys taking on the 5 seed Giants. Number 2 seed 49ers taking on the number 10 seeded Packers. Number 3 seeded Vikings taking on the number 11 seeded Panthers. And for the loser bracket round 1, it's going to be the number 9 seeded Bucks taking on the number 16 seeded Bears. Number 12 seeded Saints taking on the number 13 seeded Falcons. Number 7 seeded Lions taking on the number 15 seeded Cardinals. And the number 6 seeded Seahawks taking on the number 14 seeded Rams. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Loser bracket round 1 for both sides should hopefully coming soon. It'll probably come by at least Saturday, but I'm hoping it's coming by Wednesday. But this video is not gonna be released on Wednesday, so you guys may get a double upload. It depends. I got a busy schedule. But yeah.